Hi, boys and girls. How are you all? Today, we're going to be learning how to combine three-dimensional shapes. So before I begin, I want you to look around your house and I want you to find some shapes for me. I know we don't have these types of shapes at home right now, these toy shapes, but that's okay. So I want you to look around, ask your grown-up at home to take a look in the kitchen or maybe around your room to see what kind of shapes you can use for this practice, okay? So I found a little container. It looks like a rectangular prism, all right? And I also have a can to help me today to look like a cylinder shape. And I also have this Ziploc, which is a rectangular prism as well, all right? To help me with this problem today, all right? So if you can take a quick look around to see if you have these shapes, that'd be great. If you don't, that's okay. You just follow along with this lesson and just follow with me. All right. Okay. Hi, boys and girls. So let's review some of the shapes that we have in our home currently. I have a cube here. So remember, a cube is flat. All right. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. All right. And then we have this cone here. You see that? This is a cone. And here we only have one flat surface, all right? One. Our next shape is a cylinder. Remember, we have two flat faces here, two flat faces. This is not a flat face. And then our last shape is a rectangular prism, all right? So let's count the faces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, also has 6 faces. So these are the shapes that we're going to use today for our lesson. Now, before we begin, don't forget to take them all out, and you're going to use some of them for our questions. And you're going to need your Go Math book, chapter 11, and you're going to turn to page 639 for this. Our first problem here says, Mandy stacks one cylinder on top of another cylinder. So when you're stacking, you're put on top of each other. And let's trace this shape together, okay? And then this is the second cylinder. So when you put two cylinders together, it makes a really tall one, all right? So this shape is called a cylinder. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you a minute to write this down. All right, so now this is our second problem here. It says Carl stacks one cube on top of another cube. What new shape did Mandy and Carl make? So Carl puts two cubes, and let's trace this together. All right. Okay, when you put two cubes together, it becomes a new shape. It becomes the rectangular prism. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to give you another minute to write this all down and make sure you spell all of the words correctly, all right? If you need help or to go back to see how it should be spelled, you can go to page 634 in your book. All right, so now let's move on. It says you can put shapes together to make a new shape. So this is our cube, this one right here. And when you put the rectangular prism next to it, what shape can you make? You can make this one here. So let me make this one right here. Or you can make this one right here. Or you can put the rectangular prism on top of it. This is another shape too, all right? So now moving on, let's take a look at our share and show. Use three-dimensional shapes. It says combine. Combine means to put together. So you're putting two shapes together to make a new one. So now our first shape is the cylinder for number 1. And we're going to use the cube as well. So looking at the pictures here, what new shape can you make? Does it look like a rectangular prism? Or does it look like this shape over here, the cube on top? This is correct. So right here, we're going to put the circle over it. And this is for number 1. Now let's look at number 2. Number 2 asks for 1 rectangular prism and 1 cylinder. So now I want you to take your shapes and I want you to try this out. I want you to make a new shape out of it, all right? Okay. So once you put it together, you put it on top of the rectangular prism, you can put it on the side, you put the rectangular prism on this side, all right? So this one is showing, is there a cone in this picture? No. Is there a cylinder in this picture? Yes. So that is the correct answer. So let's circle our answer here. Okay, there we go. And now the last one here is a cone and a rectangular prism. Here we go. And I want you to combine these two shapes together. How would it look? Try it out. The cone can go on top, it can go on the side, all right? You can put the rectangular prism this way. You can put it this way too, all right? So here, when the two shapes are combined and put together, they're this shape here. It's okay, so let's circle it. And just to make sure I have all my answers circled here. Okay, so your page should look like this. And now you're going to go off and do the next 2 pages by yourself. And once you're done, you're going to submit your work to your teachers, all right? So don't forget to submit your work and make sure you show your work clearly. So I want you guys to make sure mommy or daddy or your guardian is taking the picture for your math worksheets very clearly, all right? You're going to also do the homework for this page. For this lesson, it's going to be page 643. And page 644, all right? So that's your homework for today. And for classwork, you're going to be doing page 641 and 642 all by yourself, all right? So I hope you guys have a great time, and I hope you guys have fun with this lesson and enjoy, all right?